Where was Tim Hickerson's phone after 3:56 p.m. on March 22nd, 2010, when Shane Donahue's phone was turned off, when both of his phones were turned off? I'm getting ready to head into the courtroom for what could be the last day of testimony. The cell phone expert was on yesterday, and I still cannot answer that question. After a lot of back and forth between both sides about whether or not the FBI agent could even testify on this, his actual testimony about the cell phones was very short, and the main takeaway was that at 3:56 p.m., shortly after Timothy Hickerson and Shane Donahue left Shane Donahue's parents' house on Aden Road in a Hickerson Brothers electric van, both of Shane's phones that he had on him that day were turned off, and they last pinged near Hickerson Farm, not at his house, which has always been Tim's story. He always said that he just dropped Shane off at home, talked to him for a few minutes, and left. So that was the main takeaway. But what we didn't learn was where Tim's phone was during all of that time. The Commonwealth's contention is that this is when Shane was being murdered. And I had gotten the impression that Tim's phone was also off during that time. But I went back into my notes from the preliminary hearing when we had the first cell phone expert testify, and that isn't exactly what she said. She just said that Tim's phone didn't make any calls from 3:39 p.m. to 4:44 p.m. But what we also learned from testimony is that at 5:18 p.m., Tim was at a gun store. So I'm confused as to what the Commonwealth says the timeline was. Is he saying that he murdered Shane and hid his body in about an hour time period? In which case, again, where was Tim's phone during that hour time period? Was it turned off, or was he just not answering phone calls? And if that's not their contention, then what is their contention? Like, what did happen to Shane? Was he being held somewhere? Was he killed, but then his body was disposed of later? Like, I don't know. And as I said, we are going into what they said yesterday might be the last day of testimony. Closing arguments could start tomorrow, and I am so confused. And this is after knowing a lot of details about this case and being at every single hearing. If I'm still confused, I can't imagine how the jury's feeling. Now, a lot more happened yesterday. We'll talk about it later, but I had to get that out before I went in today. Let me know what you think.